Hello, my name is Jack Murphy. On Thursday, February 17th, I'll be hosting an educational stream as part of a collaboration between Bookmans and Fangamer. I will be teaching the basics of game development using the Unity game engine. I'm making this video to help you get prepared with everything you'll need to follow along. I'll be showing how to register for a free Unity ID. Then we will download and install Unity Hub, a useful program for managing your game projects. And then finally, we'll install Unity itself. Alright, let's get started by visiting the Unity website and registering. Just go ahead and open up any old web browser, and I'm just going to go ahead and search Unity. We'll have links for all these relevant web pages and downloads in the video description, so you should, instead of having to Google, you should be able to just scroll down and click on those. Anyway, we'll go to Unity, here we are, and then up at the top right we have the little profile icon. We can click on that, and we can create a Unity ID. Alright, Unity IDs are completely free. The only thing they require of you is an email, password, username, your full name. That's it. You also need to agree to the terms of service and the Unity privacy policy. There's an agreement about marketing activities, but you don't have to actually agree to that. Also, if you have a Google account or Facebook or Apple, you can also just directly link those accounts to your Unity ID. So if you have those, that's actually a much faster way to get yourself registered and basically keep all your things interconnected there. But I'm going to start off by giving it my email. Password. Username. Alright, can't have dots. Looks like that works. Agree to the terms of service and privacy policy. And then when you're done, go ahead and click I am not a robot, assuming you're not. All right, and then once you've filled all that out, just click Create a Unity ID. As you can see, Unity is asking me to confirm my email now. That's a pretty simple process. You just go to your email, whichever one you registered with, and you'll see you have an email down here from Unity Technologies. Just open this email and click the link to confirm email. All right, they really want to make sure we're not robots. Let's relieve them of that worry. And then verify. All right, we're all set. You don't need to sign in again a second time. Basically, you need your Unity ID so that way you can sign in into the Unity Hub, which we'll be getting next. So we'll go ahead and close down these tabs. And I'm just going to go ahead and Google Unity Hub download. All right, here we are, top result, download Unity. We are going to want to do this right button, download Unity Hub. Shouldn't take too long to download. All right, there we go. Just run the Unity Hub setup.exe. It's looking for an admin to do this. All right, license agreement. You can go ahead and agree to that. It's going to ask you where you want to install. Again, this isn't a very big installation, so you can feel free to just go ahead and download it to your C drive. If you have an SSD, you'd probably prefer it to be snappy. And there we go. It's as easy as that. It looks like it wants to run Unity Hub as soon as it finishes. That's fine with me, because that's what we're doing next. Go ahead and hit finish. So I believe the recent version of Unity Hub is 3.0.1. Let's see here. It's asking us for permissions to bypass our firewall. And yeah, I mean, Unity Hub is where you're going to be downloading Unity itself and getting updates and stuff like that. So you probably want it to be able to access the internet. So let's go ahead and allow access. once again needing admin permission. Once you've installed Unity Hub, you see that you have an icon here on your desktop, and it opened on its own here. As you can see, it's Unity Hub 3.0.1. Again, Unity Hub is a very useful tool for managing your various game projects. While you're working in Unity, especially while you're learning Unity, you're undoubtedly going to have a lot of inspiration and new ideas and things that you want to try, and you'll be having a handful of different projects open, right? Juggling several games all at once. Here on the left side menu, we also have installs. This shows you all the versions of Unity that you currently have installed. As you see, I already have several versions in here. You'll find that having old legacy versions of Unity are useful for if you want to do things like make worlds or avatars for VR chat, or make mods for other games that use Unity as their game engine. But for the purpose of this week's stream, I'm going to want to have the latest stable version of Unity. So to get a version of Unity installed on your computer, you go up to this blue button up in the top right, Install Editor. Click that, and here we have the official releases. Here you can see early releases, if you can want like beta versions, if you want to have the latest experimental features. And then the archive, which has links to older versions of Unity. But we're going to go with official releases. And to make sure that we're all on the same page here, you're going to want to download whatever the latest long-term support, or LTS as it's called, version of Unity. So that looks like at the time of this recording, it's 2020.3.27 F1. Essentially what long-term support means is it is a very stable version of Unity. Again, like I talked about how pre-release has an early beta version of 2022. These are experimental features. It might crash, it might not, certain features might not work well. Unity's constantly building and advancing their game engine. But we want to work with a stable build. It might not have the latest features, but we know that everything in it is going to work. So to make sure we're all on the same page, you want to look for 2020.3 and then the last thing here, 27 F1. That doesn't exactly need to be the same. If it's 28 by the time you're watching this, or 29 even, as long as it's the LTS version of 2020, you should be able to follow along with everything. So to install this, we just click the blue install button. And that's going to ask you for a couple like add-ons that you're going to want with your version of Unity. I'd recommend, I wouldn't say this is a recommendation, it is required, I would say, for you to download Microsoft Visual Studio Community 2019. Visual Studio is a program that allows us to code. We'll be programming in C# during the lesson very briefly. But if you want to be able to follow along, make sure you download this. And next, you'll want to choose what platform you'll be making games for. For my purposes, I'm using a Windows computer, so I'm just going to go ahead and get the Windows Build Support IL2 CPP. It's only 70 megabytes, so it won't be very big of a download. And for the purposes of this lesson, I'm not going to need to worry about publishing games to iOS or Linux or anything like that. So if you're on Mac, choose the Mac Build Support. And if you're on Linux, choose one or both of these. So anyway, once you have, again, Visual Studio checked and your build support, I would also recommend documentation. This is essentially the user's manual for Unity. If there's any questions you have, any features that you don't know about or want to learn more, you can find it in the documentation. It's all online as well, but it's useful to have offline in case you need it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. Oh, it looks like you have to accept license terms specifically for Microsoft Visual Studio, but they're your typical license terms. You can go ahead and agree and install. So now we see that Unity 2020.3.27 F1 has appeared in our Downloads tab down here. We can click this to open and close it. We can go back to our projects. You can keep using Unity Hub as you want. You can check out the Learn tab where there's lots of different tutorials and small lessons. Community where you can meet other users. But then if you ever want to check on the download process, you just go down there, bottom left. All right. It's been almost 10 minutes since I started the installation, and as you can see, the Visual Studio installer has popped up. So we essentially have two installations happening at the same time. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and move the Visual Studio installer over here and the Unity installer over here. As you see, I lost the downloads, but I can just go ahead and click on that. Oh, it looks like it's done. Okay. All right. 5 minutes later, so a total of 15 minutes after starting installation, just to give you an idea of how long it might take. It looks like everything has finished. Go to my downloads. It looks like 2020.3.271F has finished. Yep, all the components are there, and Microsoft Visual Studio just wrapped up and closed itself out. All right, well, with that, you should have everything you need for Thursday's stream. Again, that is going to be an introduction to game development with me, Jack Murphy. It's a collaboration event between Bookmans and Fangamer. It's Thursday, February 17th at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Looking forward to seeing you there.